Hey there, and welcome to my channel where we discuss all the tips and tricks necessary for you to live a life of adventure. Today, I'm going deep and answering the ultimate question of the universe. What should you do with your dog's poop on a hike? In order to answer this rather interesting question, I've dug deep and done some research as well as plenty of field tests over the years to help bring you the best answer to this question. So before we get started, if you could please subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it, as well as hit that like button. That just kind of helps me out, and also it brings more videos to you all about hiking and backpacking with dogs, so it's win-win for everyone. So first, before we dive into your options of what you can do, whether it's digging a hole, packing it out, or leaving it there, we need to talk about why this is even a question in the first place. So I know a lot of people think, well, my dog is an animal and they poop, and wild animals poop. Like, obviously wild animals like deer and stuff don't pick up their poop or bury it, so why do I have to do that for my dog? You know, and I get it, like, you would think you could just leave it, but there's a couple reasons why you can't. First of all, you know, dogs eat domestic diet. They're exposed to diseases and things that aren't found in the wilderness. So really it's better not to just leave it out, because we don't want to spread those diseases to other canines that live out in the woods. And also, honestly, it's just like unsightly to look at. Like, I don't know if you've ever been walking along, especially on like a really popular trail where people haven't been picking up their dog's poop, and it's just like super gross, right? Like, I don't go out there to look at dog poop. I don't think either do you. Like, I love dogs a lot, but no thank you. So it's important to take your poop out. We don't just want to leave it there. And also, like, my dogs, I don't think have done this. They've rolled in a lot of things, but there are dogs out there that will go roll in other dogs' poop, and that is just absolutely disgusting. Nobody wants a stinky dog poop covered dog running up to them on the trail. So let's just all help everyone else out and make sure to get rid of that poop. So that being said, there are two kind of main options that I'm going to discuss today in more detail. One is whether you dig a cat hole, and the second one is your classic, and that is to pick it up with a bag. Now, this is my preferred method, is using just your basic old dog bag. Like, it might seem kind of obvious, but really there's like a function to it, and it's just that, like, at the end of the day, it's really preferable not to leave things in the wilderness if you can help it, and to take it out instead. And to all the naysayers out there that are like, well, we shouldn't be using plastic bags and it's better to just dig a hole, and I agree with that to an extent. There are other options. I personally use these biodegradable, eco-friendly bags that decompose much quicker. It just makes me feel better because I live near the ocean, so it's kind of important to be more conscious of that kind of thing. But even if you live like in a landlocked state, this is a great option. And really, I've found that these cost about the same as buying regular poop bags anyways. Like, regular poop bags really aren't that cheap, I've found, at least at the store. So this is a good option, but as you know, if you don't care, you can just use your old grocery bags or whatever you have to pick up bags. At times, I've even used baggies if I accidentally forgot to bring some poop bags. But you know, whatever you have. The main thing is just make sure you have bags with you at all times. So I keep those bags in my backpack, in my car, and like almost all my jackets, and my dog's pack if we're gonna be backpacking or something, like whatever. They're all over the place. That way I always have some. I mean, it's happened to us all, right? Where we've gone somewhere and our dog has gone poop and we're like, oh shoot, I don't have a bag. And that's not ideal. You want to try to minimize that happening. So just keep some bags everywhere. Now, the downside to that is most people really don't like to carry stinky dog poop in their backpack. Some people will leave their poop bags on the side of the trail. And really, I would discourage you from doing that. I know it's tempting, especially if you're on a popular trail and you see other people doing it. I did it when I first started hiking, but I've moved away from that for several reasons. And the first one is that just like you don't want to look at other people's dog poop when you're hiking, I personally don't really want to look at people's dog poop bags when I'm hiking either. So, you know, you just want to remember we're out there to enjoy the wilderness, and that's kind of taken away from the experience, even if you're going to pack it out at the end. And I would say, too, that even if we have the best of intentions and try to pack it out and pack others out, like I've definitely forgotten poop bags once or twice in the past, and I still feel really bad about that. And that's just one of the main reasons why I don't do it anymore, is it's much easier that if you're close to your car to just take it back to your car and then keep hiking, or to carry it with you. That way you don't forget and other people don't have to look at it, or you don't have to look for it at the end because you're not sure if someone grabbed it or not. So really it's better to just carry it with you. Now, if you're trying to keep your bag from smelling, because maybe you just don't like the smell of dog poop, Yeah. So there's a couple different options that you can bypass. The first one is to have your dog carry a pack. So usually when I'm doing day hikes or short backpacking trips, my dog will sometimes carry a pack of her own. And one of the reasons why I have her often carry that on day hikes is so that she can carry the dog poop. So it's nice because I can just put the bags in there as we go. It stinks up her backpack, but not mine. You know, she doesn't care that much. It's her own poop, so whatever. If your dog doesn't have a pack, or that's not an option for whatever reason, like my little dog doesn't carry a pack, there's a couple other ideas. The first one I heard of some time ago, and that is to carry an extra Nalgene or an extra water bottle that you can stick those bags in as you go. So, you know, they're fairly smell proof. Obviously that means you have to sacrifice some of your Nalgenes, but lots of people have plenty of those. They're easy to find. They are a little bit heavy, so another option that I heard of just recently was to take an old Pringles can and stick your poop bags into the Pringles can, and then you can put the Pringles can in your backpack. I don't know if that's quite smell proof as say like an Nalgene water bottle, but it's definitely a very cheap, economical, lightweight option as well. Personally, what I do, especially when I'm backpacking, is I use an odor-proof sack, also known as an op sack. I use those anyways as part of my food system. So I have like a clean or like a good op sack that I put all my food in inside my bear bag. And then I also have a dirty op sack where I put all my trash, including my dog poop. And this has worked very well for me in the past. Like I've had like 7 days of dog poop in there and I haven't been able to smell it. You can take it with you on a day hike too. I mean, they're super lightweight. It costs about like $15 depending on what size you get, maybe a little less than that if you get a smaller size. This is for the bigger size bag. But it's super nice because you just stick it in there. The only thing is it's clear, so you have to look at it, but like whatever, it's in your backpack and it doesn't smell. So that's the main takeaway. And that's what I would personally recommend. So that's really what I do. Again, on short trips is I just carry it in my backpack or my dog's pack. And then on longer backpacking trips, like through hikes, I just put my poop bags in like Prima's pack or in my own pack during the day and then move it into the op sack at night. That way it doesn't stink up over a long period of time. Now, there is a second option, and that is to bury your dog's poop. So this is a poop shovel. It's the deuce of spades. Just the deuce, number 3. It's number 3. I use this to dig cat holes for myself when I'm backpacking. If you are in a pinch, and I have done this. One time I ran out of poop bags on a backpacking trip. You can dig a cat hole that's 6 to 8 inches deep and then shovel your dog's poop in there. Because obviously you're not going to dig it first and they're going to poop in there unless you have a really well-trained dog, in which case like I would love to see a picture like or a video. That'd be super cool. But dig a hole 6 to 8 inches deep next to where your dog pooped, and then maybe take like a stick or rock and just like push it into the hole and then cover it, right? And ideally, you want to make sure that you're following leave no trace with your dog's poop as well. So this should be at least 200 feet from the nearest water source. It should not be on trail if you can help it, or in places where water is going to wash through. Now that presents a problem, and this is kind of why I don't really dig cat holes all that often for my dogs. That's because, I don't know about your dogs, but my dogs always pick the absolute worst place to go poop. Whether it's in really high grass, on really rocky ground where you can't dig a cat hole, right next to a water source. Like, whoa guys, like they apparently don't know anything about leave no trace. So that's why I just don't really use it. It's nice to have as like a backup, and maybe your dogs are better than mine and pick really optimal places to decide to relieve themselves. But for me, I mostly rely on poop bags to carry out and then kind of have the poop shovel as like a backup and digging cat holes. So that's really it. Like there's not much to it. You really got kind of 2 options, but if you have another idea, you know, I would love to hear what it is. So be sure to leave a comment, like what do you do with your dogs when they poop in the woods? You know, everyone likes talking about poop, especially hikers. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And of course, once again, if you want to see more videos all about hiking and backpacking, especially if you are new to hiking with your dog, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I share new videos twice a week on all my tips and tricks for new hikers, backpackers, and people that want to do those activities with their dogs, as well as videos of me and my dogs hiking and doing just regular hikes, everything from short little trips all the way up to big through hikes. So thanks for checking us out, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week and happy trails.